Most people aren't going to want to hear this, but if you're serious about losing weight, it might be time to consider not having any alcohol. And it's not so much that like alcohol is this magical property where it makes you gain weight or anything like that. And in fact, a lot of drinks aren't even that many calories per drink. Your average donut has more calories, which we'll talk about that in a second. And it's more about the fact that it tends to lead to faulty decision making. And I'll tell you what I mean by that, kind of going back to 2018 or beyond or earlier, where I tend to go out and have drinks with friends. And almost like clockwork, every time that I'd go out, I'd almost inevitably have some kind of junk food or extra meal that I wouldn't necessarily have planned on having otherwise. Probably would have, went to sleep and then woke up and, had a day where I didn't have to worry about anything like that. But not only that, but it would lead to other decisions in terms of dietary choices as well. So let's just give an example, like just say I went out and I'm not really a beer drinker and never really have been, but let's just say for the sake of example, really keeping it simple and actually on the low end, I went out and had 5 beers, which is, the classic few, sometimes it's more than that. But the point is, let's just say I had 5 beers and then during the night, hit up my friends and just be like, hey, we want to go grab nachos or freaking Taco Bell or McDonald's or anything like that. And they'll be like, oh yeah, that's cool. We'll get a ride down there, have that. And that's an easy 5, 6, 7, 800, 900, 1,200 calories without even thinking about it. And then here's where it gets interesting. Almost all the time, you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh, what could I go for? Some McDonald's breakfast sounds great. Or 6, like half dozen donuts or something like that. For whatever reason, even though it's absolutely the worst recovery foods of all time, because those foods in isolation tend to, make you not feel all that great anyway. Maybe that's just me and many other people that I know. But let's just, like, numerically speaking, my maintenance calories is 2,600. It's been that way for quite some time, somewhere between that 2,500, 2,800 for the last 8 years. So just between the 5 drinks, which is like 500, 600 calories, let's just say the 700 calories of junk food at night, and then another 700 calories or 800 calories of McDonald's breakfast, which is, none of these numbers are really hard to have, and a lot of the times it would be more than that. But we're talking like, yes, let's just say 600, we're talking 7 to the 13, so we're talking 2,000 extra calories I probably wouldn't have had just because of that one event of going out. Now, I'm not saying you can't go out and have drinks with friends or family or at home or wherever else. What I am saying is if it consistently leads to decisions like these where you're just packing on an extra 2,000 calories just because you went to have some drinks, maybe it's time to rethink the process. And I'm not trying to tell people how to live their lives, but if you notice this becoming like a recurring theme, where you have all these extra foods you wouldn't normally have, it might be a good idea to just take another approach. Whether that means you have something that's, and this is where it gets tricky, have something that's maybe a little bit of a better choice, but those never seem to be appealing for the many people I've talked to, and I'm like, out drinking. It's always something that's like extra greasy or just extra calories, like it just happens to be what it is. So that makes it tough, but you can absolutely do that choice. Where you choose better food decisions and then realize, like the 300 or 400 calories of Gatorade really isn't doing a whole lot for you. Maybe salt water, which that sounds weird, but like salted water would probably be better. But in any case, what I guess I'm trying to get to is that ever since I had stopped doing the whole like going out and having a bunch of drinks lifestyle, which to be fair, since I had kids, like I just wanted to be sharp all the time. My wife's not really a drinker. I'm not really super social because I'm so dang busy these days. So it kind of doesn't make sense in my current lifestyle. But ever since I stopped, I don't really have these issues where I'm out eating an extra 700, 800 calories on top of my normal meals per day. And in the morning, I just have my normal breakfast of a egg and cheese sandwich with sauerkraut and dipped in ketchup. It's freaking delicious, and it doesn't make me feel off like a lot of the fast food places do. But anyway, I guess my whole idea here is to just give you an opportunity to think differently about this, where if it is causing some weird dietary choices, then maybe don't do it. And it might actually make everything better. But it also, you just could fit it in to the overall diet. Like there are ways to drink alcohol and still get in shape. It just makes it a lot harder. Oh, and also fun fact, the majority of calories from alcohol, depending upon the drink you have, let's just say that light beer example, is not from carbs. And there's actually some protein in there too, like 1 or 2 grams, but it's actually from alcohol, because alcohol itself is about 7 calories per gram. It also burns really fast because your body takes priority in getting that out of your system. Should be an interesting sign to think about there, but that's just a little fun fact on the side. But that's all I got for now. Hopefully you found this helpful, insightful, or interesting, or maybe just whatever, but that's just the idea, is to have you think about it in a different way. But that's all for now. If you want to learn more about my fitness methods, go ahead to fitdadinnercircle.com and join the newsletter. It's free. More fitness insights there. And that's all I got for this one. And I'll see you tomorrow.